This is the last video related to ReactJS. I will use here useReducer with useContext, and here we learn also git some git command like git add commit and make a new branch from existing one. So if you want to check your status, then simply type git status, and here all the red file here all the red, this is the untracked file of git. So first we can add from git space add and then dot, and then after commit. Commit is like your something which is the track your all the files by some message, so you can know if you want to search again in git history. And now you can if check your branch from git space branch, and for creating a new branch simply type git space checkout space -b and space then your branch name. This is the by this way you can create a new branch from existing one. If you again check your branch, then this red in color is your current branch. Now all the code related to this video I will code in this branch. Now first I make a I make some changes here. Mainly useReducer is the state management and write your logic. You can also write your logic in uh, like in your reducer. So you can manage your state as well as write your own logic. So your values is globally available in all components. First initialize the values local is logged in and current user ID. And second one, make a reducer function, and in reducer I will pass state and action. And for all the action type I will use switch statement, like for login, logout and set details. Then first case is login. For login I will change the value is logged in and current user ID. And after the user login I will also set the information in local storage. So simply I passed payload, which I passed when the user logged in from the user function user component, login component, sorry, and return first previous state and then is logged in value with true and the current user ID. So if in future if I want user detail, then I can get all the details on behalf of user ID. And the second case is for logout. For logout I simply remove the information from local storage, because in app.js I checked here if the local storage is empty, then user can't be accessed and any other URL apart from login. And the last one is for setting your user details, then set user detail. and here I will pass only user details with the previous state. Only use reducer is only for your accessing all these, managing your state. But Redux will provide some extra features, so I will cover from next video. And last, simply return default. If the default value sum, the simply I want to return the state. And second one thing is I make a variable user and dispatch, and here I use useReducer hook and pass the reducer and the initial state, initial user. And where you passing as a global, here first I remove this one, not data window, only set user, because now I will get or set details or value with the help of dispatch. So simply in user context, simply use dispatch and what I want to dispatch. Type is set detail. This name should be same. If you do some spelling mistake, then you can't access this case. So in that case it goes to default value. And I want to payload as data, because in data it get formed as an array, and I want to access from first index. Here the set user is not defined in user context provider, so here I provide dispatch. And now for login, if the user login, remove the previous code, because I will now handle from the dispatch and user reducer, from the reducer. Simply I want access dispatch, this one, and when the user login or the credential is successfully matched after login and before navigate, means redirect to dashboard, simply I dispatch the details like is logged in true and pass the current user ID, which I used previous in user context. In case here type login and the payload I simply pass as an object. In payload I have two key value pair. First one is logged in and the second one is current user ID. Okay, now go to login and pass this is logged in and second one is current user ID. Here I passed is login true, and in user context I also make as true, but you can access by the payload also, because in both case you simply change the boolean value. Here I get from payload. And the next thing is Nava, when user is log out. For in case of logout, I copy all the dispatch from login and paste in handle logout. I simply pass payload as null and boolean false. This type is logout and is logged in. First I get the dispatch. From useUser, is logged in is now false, and in current user ID is null. So uh, if you log in and log out, then your functionality be same as previous one. Here you can see not users. I have a email. First I make a new user, and the email ID is test2@gmail. And the password is same 123456. Now if I submit, my user is successfully registered. Now I'll log in with email and password. You can see I successfully log in, and here you check in URL, but this information is come from previous. So first I will change. For set user I will change as a dispatch. Now in submit data, as a new user I pass as dispatch in state. You can see that I simply store two things in local storage, and all the user details I will simply access from state. So here you can uh, you you can simply that like you don't show user detail. So this is like a secure your data. Simply imported things is stored in local storage, and all other details all other details is accessed from your direct state. Now if I save the user detail information, is I am able to save the information or not. First I check and submit. Now you can check my second user have this information, and if I route from home to profile, the all information is still on this page. Drop down is working fine. If I refresh, then all the information is still on same. If delete, is working fine. First I inspect and check in memory, local storage, memory of local storage. Is the information is saved or not? Yes, you can see current user ID and is logged in, true. Only these two information is saved in local storage. So this is the use of useReducer by useContext in React.js. And if you see these errors or notifications like so this is the unused variable which you are not using in React project, so this give you error in console or some notification type message that like this is warning. This not affect your code, but if you want to clear your console, then simply follow these warning and try to remove, like for error status and error message in profile I not used, so I can now I can validate the first name or last name anything, but here I can only simple validate the first name. So this warning is not showing to me in console. And if you want validation for other field, then you can do, but here I show only for one field. And if you want to validate other field, then you can validate by simply in if condition. Here you can add a status, and yes, still a status I'm not using, so I first go to in HTML part where I return, and I want to show message if the input field is empty. So where I can display, I think after h2 I add a p tag, paragraph tag, and pass the error message, and second one is error status. I think message color of message styling is not right here, and I think I'm not right the styling of error message. Like if error, then I will show as red, and if success, then I will show in green color. So I can copy from login, and here you can check this variable message style, and simply type message style as style, not object. Okay, so I type style equal to, so I think whole code is implemented. And here you see another warning is showing to me like get user info from local. uh, this is this is showing error because I not use this function as in use effect. If I use directly as dependency in use effect, then it will show as error because it executed uh, like in loop, so it is a never ending loop. So prevent if to prevent this, I simply use callback. This is a hook, and not here pass First I remove this from here, and this is passed is in use effect dependency. So you can check here that this warning is now go away, and still your functionality is working fine. And this warning you can also remove by checking that any variable which are declared but still you don't use in project or in component, then simply you can remove like this use state, and here I also pass fetch. Then simply you can check that this information is continuously request. So you can implement this like previous one, like use callback hook. For now I'm not using, but you can if you want to remove the warning from your console. Thank you.